All right, let's get into this. What's going on, everybody? It's Troy Rawlings here. Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet the. Today, you get the world famous Meet the Harveys. Not the Harveys you may be thinking about. These are the Harveys from Baltimore, Maryland. Brian and Myesha Harvey. What's going on, y'all? How you feel?
Hi.
All right. Now, the Harveys are entrepreneurs. They're book authors. They're wonderful married couple, parents. If you're watching this at a later date, this is a very strategic time, a very hardcore time for us, just as a world with the pandemic, coronavirus, everything going on. So what I like about the latest interviews is we have people who we're interviewing who actually have products and things that we need during this time. Be it something entertainment-wise, or like we'll talk about with the Harveys, with their clothing line and their product line that's actually in need right now. Something that everyone would need. We were going to talk about one aspect of it, and now we're realizing that there's some shortage and more. So without further ado, what's going on, you guys? Myesha, Brian, what's happening? How y'all?
Hello. How you doing? Great.
All right, let's first off, let's talk about the book. We're gonna get a lot in a short amount of time. And the Harveys have 3 kids, and this is going on because during this time everybody's pretty much quarantined or supposed to stay. So when you got the family together on a Sunday, they're going crazy. So, yeah. Okay, so one key thing. Let's talk about the book off the bat. The book is called "Why Do We Cheat?"
Yeah.
So just a little background. Both of y'all are from Baltimore, Maryland, right?
Yes.
Raised. Now, how long you been together? How long you been married?
We in July we will be together for a total of 16 years. We'll be married for 7 years on July 26th.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And, how did y'all meet?
We met as co-workers.
Yeah, that's when it gets serious.
So you're from Baltimore, so you're familiar with Mondawmin Mall, right?
I am familiar with Mondawmin Mall. Yes. All right.
We used to work at Shoe City together.
What? Shoe City? Yo, my city.
Your city.
Yes, that would be
it.
Okay. How long did y'all work at Shoe City?
Oh my gosh, how long? He was there before me.
Right.
The day that I started, he was actually off. But what's weird about it is that he was actually in the mall the day that I started. So he kind of saw me from the back, and I wasn't even aware that he saw me.
That's all it takes for some guys.
Yeah. I was here with it.
You're like, wait a second, in my store?
That's what I knew. That was how really hot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And what's funny is just a little history. This goes back. Like I don't know how old you are. I'm 45. So my father, he used to work in Mondawmin late 70s, early 80s. There used to be a place in Mondawmin called Kim's Mart. And years ago. And he worked there then. I end up, when I started cutting hair in the 90s, I was working in Michael's Cuts, was right down the street from Mondawmin. And then when we started the first book tour with Taboo Talk, we started it at Mondawmin at Carl Weber's bookstore, Urban Knowledge. So yeah, Mondawmin, no matter where I lived in the county, Mondawmin ended up being a center. And for those of you that don't know the history of Mondawmin, Rouse Company formed Mondawmin. Mondawmin was the first indoor mall in the United States. And to this day, it's one of the highest paid, they gross the most money out of most malls around the nation. And mainly because a lot of it is cash.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I paid more. The history of Baltimore, some Baltimore history. And Rouse is the grandfather of actor Ed Norton.
Oh, okay.
See, you learn something new every day.
I had no idea.
Little Baltimore history. All right. And now we have the Harveys who met at Shoe City. And so what made you, all these years together, what made you come out with a book now, specifically not with just couples, but a book talking about relationships and cheating? Why cheating?
So, well, cheating is one of those topics that always get, pushed to the side, swept under the rug, because it's very painful. You don't want to talk about what made you cry, what made you depressed. You don't want to talk about those things, but sometimes you actually do need to talk about it so that it can be a testimony and help someone else.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was a big motivation. When you have those, those incidents happen in a relationship, the quickest thing to do and the easiest thing to do is just to try to push it out your mind, forget about it, not talk about it. But when you don't talk about it, it just festers and it lingers. And once it starts to linger, it turns into resentment. And it makes it hard for any relationship to get past it. So what we wanted to do was to use our experiences and our knowledge to pretty much help other couples, to get it out in the open, to talk and deal with it and give them an outlet so that they don't think that it's just, that's the end. Because realistically speaking, sometimes it's just the beginning. If you can grow past it, then, the sky's the limit once you're able to, get over those feelings and keep moving forward to progress.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. And I've never heard anybody say that. I never heard anybody say that once you get, we know it in our own personal lives sometimes, but I never heard anybody say that once you get past that, the sky's the limit as far as how far you can go in a relationship. That's powerful. And I met y'all through one of my dear sisters, I call her my big sister, Tammy Saunders.
I love her so much.
Yeah, right. And when she told me about you, for those that know me, my mission in life is to help men and women communicate better in love. So when she told me about the book, I was like, bet, they coming from you and you telling me about the book. They love the Lord, they doing their thing. Yeah. And then I loved the promotion when we started talking and working with each other. And you told me, well, we get raw, Troy, so everybody might not be able to handle it. I said, raw is part of my last name. I don't know any other way. When it's time to go, no.
That's right.
So I wanted to make sure that people knew also that this book is they're not sugarcoating anything in the book. They're coming directly with it. And what are some, I don't want to give away the book. I want everybody to get the book. Go on Amazon, wherever you can, and find Why Do We Cheat by Myesha and Brian Harvey Sr. And so give me a couple tools, things that you've learned that because you said you went to therapy. You talked before about it. You said you went to therapy. What are two key things that you learned that help you get past that? Because, a lot of people, they deal with that and it's always sitting right there. Good argument happen and you pull it down.
Yeah.
And throw it out there. And if this is the person you're supposed to be with in life, you are on the same team. Meaning that if your teammate gets hurt while you're playing a game in any sport, you don't say, oh, look at this fool. Get your ass. You're like, all right, what can we do to help him, man? We need you back on this team. Let's get you good as fast as we can. And how can I help? And I got to take up the slack. And so what are two tools that you guys can give people? Because especially at this strategic time, some people are stuck in the house with the person who may have recently broke their heart.
Yeah.
Some people are stuck in the house and both of them were doing their thing. The only thing they was doing is working, coming home, taking care of the kids. And because they weren't together, they didn't have to deal with situations. They didn't have to talk.
Right.
So what are two things you guys can give to help people in those situations?
So the first key thing is talking. Communicating is key because a lot of people don't like the truth because the truth hurts. But if you communicate openly, like, you're going to get the truth. If you actually listen attentively, like, you're going to hear those things that are the truth from your partner. So you just have to actually know what to do with that. You're going to have to accept the truth that they're telling you and not try to, add your own input on it. So actually listening and communicating are definitely key things.
Yeah, and I would say, secondly, I would say honesty. A lot of the times, like she said, the truth hurts. But it's like when you're honest, that's really the only way to keep the lines of communication open. Because once you lie one time, you got to keep it going.
Keep it going.
Right.
So the best thing to do is just to be honest, because your honesty is either going to open up the lines or it's going to shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
And without honesty, you really don't have anything. You know, everything starts with that honesty and trust. You know, because without them, you're going to be living a lie. So that's the biggest. I think the two main things that we can definitely say is communication and honesty.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So the book is called, and the great thing about it, you have a lot more coming, and as the time goes on, we have more outdoor events. You have them, and they do events like some of the Taboo Talk events we've been doing over years, stuff like that. But the great thing I love about, they give something I can't give. I have yet to be married yet, hopefully coming soon. I talk on dating, I talk on relationships, but at some point people can look at me and be like, but he ain't been married, so he ain't been through A, B, C, and D. Can't say that with the Harvey. Now, bam, bam. I got the Harveys now. What you gonna do? So when you do your events, what are some of the? Because I know it gets heavy, especially if you have couples there.
Yeah.
And I guess as a married couple, just me being in a relationship, finding ways to communicate, especially the older you get, the more set in your ways you get.
Yeah.
So finding ways to communicate that benefits your partner. Mm-hmm. Is that easy? Is that becoming easier as you get older, or is it just a constant work? Because everybody says marriage is a constant work.
It is. It's a constant work. And sometimes, since we have young children, we find that texting is better, because sometimes if we're saying it verbally, it might come off wrong. It might be loud. So we'll do the texting route. So it's like, okay, I'll be able to give you a clear cut understanding of what I'm trying to say. And you'll be able to read it to your understanding instead of me verbalizing it and you hearing me getting loud or something like that. Yeah.
You know, I had never, y'all just gave me a gem, because I never thought about that. I never thought about the fact that for some people, and this is a tool that you can use if you're in the house with, I've been seeing weird advertising. This is a scary one. I've seen advertisements from people like Pamela Harris and stuff like that. If you're in a house with the person who's abusing you, these are the numbers you can call, stuff like that. We don't think about every scenario that people are going through in their house right now. But the Harveys just gave y'all a key that I have never thought about. They have young children and children in general, and just the fact they have 3 children. So y'all could be sitting next to each other in the bed and the children watching TV, and y'all just texting a whole conversation back and forth. Then all of a sudden you see shove each other.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then when you pick up, it's even as soon as they get out of this room, it's going down. Me in it. No, sorry. So yes, this is an adult show. So but that's powerful. I never thought of that, to avoid, because I write in my book about fighting. Like, everybody has a certain, I know people that like to be in relationships. Like, I know dudes, men and women. I know some dudes that, and yes, if you heard me say dude, yes, I'm from Baltimore. I don't know what they do to, I know dudes that love to be in relationships with drama. If you tell them that, they be like, oh, no, man, I'm just saying, when she do this, I'm like, yeah, but you've been talking about it for an hour. Like,
right.
But it's also because he may feel like he can't. He may be the quiet one when she's going through. Or 9 times out of 10, guys, you cannot be a sister linguistically. When we playing with toys and balls at 1-year-old girls, and I remember one time Zoe was talking and she couldn't even pronounce the words. She was at the airport one time and she was fussing out. They lost our bag. She wasn't even 2. I was like, is she fussing them out? She was going. I was like, oh my God, it starts so early. So can't be the sister linguistically. But you're on the same team. That's the technique that you guys just have saved someone a brutal argument that could have broke them up. Yeah. Someone is watching this right now and they realize that the texting tool use it in a more constructive way they're around their children and their family, so that it doesn't seem crazy. Because even people that have a closed door thing where they go into another room and they get, kids put their ears to the door. Kids are, you know what I'm saying? Kids can still hear. Kids texting, and even if mom had to go in the room, go in the bathroom, I go in the bathroom, take a shower, and dad too. Men be in there going, in the bathroom, I'll be on in a second.
Right.
So thank you. Get the book, y'all. We're not done this interview yet, but I want y'all to make sure you go on Amazon, look up. Hold the book up so they can see the cover. Bam! Why do we cheat? Sexy blackness. Hold it back up now. Hold it up. Be proud of the book. Why do we? Myesha and Brian Harvey Sr. Why do we cheat? Go pick it up on Amazon. Check them out. Follow them. Their information will be below. We're gonna talk about some other things. You see the Focus now. Focus brand. What does Focus stand for? Because it's an acronym. You got.
Well, Focus is here. Let me show you this right here. So this is one of the products that
back there for no reason.
So
can you see it?
Yeah, lift it up high. Fresh, original, creative, unique style. I love it. I love it. That's a hot jacket.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And they got the hoodies with the crown on it.
Yes.
Orange is my favorite color. All right, y'all got me on the orange. All right, I'll order one. My favorite color. So what made you come up with the brand Focus?
Well, Focus was an idea that I had years ago, but in the beginning, it was just a thought. And the way how it came about was because I'm in the tennis shoes like a lot. Like my wife can tell you, like ever since she's met me, I've had like an extensive tennis shoe collection. And the problem I always seemed to run into was it seemed like everything that I would want to purchase for my shoes, someone already had. So the idea was to come up with something that, could be custom for, something original, that someone else didn't have. Whereas though you could be like, hey, look, I got this. Somebody say, hey, where did you get that from? Oh, I made this. But again, in the beginning, it just was an idea. So I put it on the shelf for a while, and then years later down the line, I always told my wife my vision, and, I shared it with her, and she motivated me and we both made it possible to bring it to life. Yeah. So I owe her a lot of credit for that because she definitely made it happen. So I appreciate you for that. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
And now it's materialized. So now we're able to make custom orders. We have a website also, and just to give people, a fresh outlook on fashion.
Yeah. Did y'all catch that little look she gave them? That's gonna be something later on. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all gotta look at the signs, man. Some of y'all didn't. She gave a look. Her cheeks got all red and moist. Y'all better give your wives some credit. But that's powerful. I was just about to ask how powerful it is it to have your mate believe in your vision too, or believe in you enough to say, hey, don't let it sit on the shelf.
It's I would say it's really the reason why it was able to come to life, honestly, because again, it was just a thought. Like I used to draw. I can't really draw, but I would doodle in a little book and just had ideas and say, hey, what do you think about this? Yeah. And honestly, I didn't think it was possible at first. I didn't know where to start. So the fact that I was able to share my vision with Myesha, and she always gave me the confidence, to pursue it going forward. It means a lot because again, if I didn't, it probably still wouldn't be here. So I give her tons of credit, and it's definitely a confidence booster because everyone doesn't have that. So like I look at it as a gift. It's definitely a gift, and it's something that I'll always cherish because she gives me feedback. She gives me ideas, and when I'm in here, slaving, cutting designs, and using this hot press over here, sweating my face off, she's right here, cheering me on, giving me feedback instantly. And again, like it just means a lot. Without it, like I said, I don't know where it would be right now. So I'm always going to be thankful, to have her in my corner.
Now this You won't even see you'll see it later on the interview. She's glowing now. And that's important for y'all to know, men and women. You know, the more you pour into your mate, for one, without a vision, we perish. And a man without a vision, dude, you got to get a vision, because your woman is the golden partner. She usually had most women. Sometimes it's vice versa, but nowadays, but sometimes most women have a prudence and a flow. You know, a guy may be like, "We'll get it together." The woman be like, "How are we gonna get it together?" You know, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of prudence. You're like, "We're gonna be all right. How are we gonna be all right?" You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but for somebody to say, "How are we gonna be all right?" and say, "Baby, just show me. I want to work together." That's powerful. And it turns. Now this came. I take it this came after you guys got over the hump.
This was.
Or was it before you went through certain things? Was it after? Was it?
It was before. Yeah.
It was before.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that?
And you know what? It came before that, but it's like it did not get stronger until we got over it.
Right.
How much did it help having a vision before time? That I know children, everything's blue. My uncle said once, shout out to my uncle Al, and I was working on my book at the time, my first book, Butt Naked Honest, and he said something. Hey, Troy, well, happy Father's Day, man. Happy Father's Day, old Cherry Hill cat. Happy Father's Day. I was like, thanks, Uncle Alvin. Happy Father's Day to you. Even though you and Aunt Jean didn't have any children, I always consider y'all like parents. Look out for it. He's like, yeah, we wasn't blessed to have children, but you know, we still made it. And when he said it, I was like, we thought y'all made it because y'all didn't have kids. Y'all was traveling and some old stuff. We thought that was good. He said, no, children are a glue. And when he said that, I instantly wrote it in the book. That's right. It's not just love. It's love, friendship, business, sex, children. As many glues as you have to keep it together, just like any house. Yeah. Your house is not together from one kind of screw or one kind of nail or one kind of plaster, one kind of glue. A house stays together. Some people say, oh, you need a firm foundation. Well, tell that to the people in Katrina. Tell that to the people in Nashville who lost a tornado and hurricanes hitting. You know, but there's certain houses that are built to withstand hurricanes. There's certain houses that are built to withstand tornado. And some of them can't, but you know, to think about how we structure our house and how many glues we have together. So you got the attraction point. He saw her, you know, he saw her from in her silhouette in the window at his own job. And she said, "Who is this chocolate morsel?" And whatever happened, you. So you got the attraction. You worked together for a number of years, so you got to see how you act professionally towards each other. And customer service is another thing. That means you got to be humble and on top of being together.
Yeah.
Then you actually went through hell and high water together, started a business and went through hell and high water together. And how much does that help the fact that you're doing things together? Because some people, they are separate. They do two different visions, you know, and they bring it together and it works for them. You guys just found a cohesiveness, it seems, that the vision pulls you back. You know, that's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. And I will say that because when did Forever Scrubs come about?
So Forever Scrubs came afterwards. This was after we went through all that we went through. And with me being a nurse for the length of time that I've been, I'm going to always need scrubs if I'm going to stay in this field. You know what I mean? So Forever Scrubs, you're going to forever need scrubs.
It's a great play on words.
Nurses, and they are always in need of scrubs. So it was like it was like it was destined to happen.
Right. Like why not?
Like why not? So scrubs. I wear scrubs. Have been for a long time.
Well, for a long time to go.
And here's another thing that's crazy. Because the Focus line isn't just a clothing line. Brian, you actually make and print these designs and T-shirts. You have the scrubs at a time when people are running out of aprons and scrubs in hospitals. Nurses are in need of. We were talking before of, sadly, the lack of professionalism in a couple areas, in a few areas that we know. Lack of professionalism, I'm not trying to harp on everybody that doesn't do it, but when I came up barbering, it was mandatory for a barber to wear a smock. Back in history, after slavery ended and Lincoln was killed, so they didn't do the 40 acres and a mule, the offer made to African Americans, former slaves, was that, okay, you're not doing the 40 acres piece, but you can work and we'll pay you for your labor. It's the American way. So if you work, so what happened is the slaves were the ones with the service jobs. Like people knock our Latino brothers and sisters for all of them having landscaping companies and doing different things, carpentry and stuff like that. But some people weren't doing them. So the slaves were doing the service. So everybody that got their hair cut were going to barbershops that were already ran by black people, white and black. They could cut everybody's hair. But they had doctor coats on and ties. So the first black millionaires, many of them, including when we hear about Madam C.J. Walker and people like that, were in the hair industry. Other caregivers, babysitting, no longer nanny, no longer mammy, it became nanny and babysitting. He was like, oh no, I gotta leave. Like, you're not staying here? Oh no, I'm going to my house. You can pay me to stay overnight. Like, like, you sure? Yeah. So I told you, I knew people that used to wear scrubs. I had a friend, I'd go cut his hair, and he'd be wearing scrubs around the house. He's like, they just comfortable. I can clean in it. I can work on my car, whatever. So I think coming off of this, because so people are getting more germophobic and more mindful of clinical hygiene, I think we're going to get back to the days of clinical hygiene. And you know how Maryland is. Maryland has some of the most stringent clinical testing from nurse. That's why some of the best nurses and doctors come out of Maryland, from Johns Hopkins to nurses and Coppin State and all the nursing programs. And with barbers, we had a stringent. I came to California. I got my license stuff sent over, and we're like, where did you cut hair? I was like, oh, Maryland. She said, Maryland? She looked. She said, sir, you just come down and take the test. I was like, wow, really? She's like, Maryland is pretty stringent with what they do as far as clinicals. So at a time when everybody needs scrubs, check out Forever Scrubs, y'all. And if you're in a daycare, if you're a daycare provider, personal home service, like private duty nurses, if you're a barber, get your smock by them, personalized by the Harveys with your name on it, and put some scrubs on under that joint. Watch how your clientele increase. Like, no, my barber, he got gloves, smock, scrubs. He like a doctor. But the history of barbering, considered the first barbers were barber doctors. That's where that pole came from. I'm giving so much history.
Oh, wow.
That's where the pole came from. They used to do bloodletting, but they knew that was a barber doctor. They hung the blood towels outside and they would dry them and they would swing in the wind.
Wow.
So that spinning barber pole is part of the history of barbering, but some barbers don't even remember that. So I'm saying, get your scrubs, Forever Scrubs, get it decaled by Focus Gear and Brian, and get your book to save your marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Y'all have any more things you want to tell everybody before we get out of here? It's a little long, but I wanted to, you guys have a lot. You guys have a lot, and at a time where what you're doing for relationships and businesses and couples is so essential. They'll be a part of the Taboo Talk, the Love Tour, and all that stuff too. So you'll be seeing them coming to a city and state near you soon. But what else would you like to tell the folks before we get out of here?
I wanted to show you my Forever Scrub shirt.
Oh,
here's the infinity sign.
Oh, nice. That's
sign with the EKG strip. These are the T-shirts.
And they have show them the scrub. They have the actual scrub that you can get. You can have your name put on them. They can do all of it. Oh, those are nice.
This is one of the brands. It's Men Couture.
Couture. What is it? Couture? Y'all ain't ready for the Couture scrubs? blood and poop and hair splashing on it, you can tore it out. You don't even know. You don't even understand. Well, Harveys, thank you all so much, Myesha and Brian. How can people get in touch with you guys?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Troy. You can get in touch with me at HarveyM_2020
And what are your Instagrams? People, just in case. And
at Forever Scrubs LLC. At what is my other? At Martell Fashion LLC.
And I'm just putting them on the spot. They're all going to be in the YouTube link and the Instagram link below. But I'm just saying, any websites or anything that people need to check out. But they can get your book. You can get the book "Why Do We Cheat" on Amazon. Check it out on Amazon. Yes. And if you're in the Maryland, D.C. area, more events will be coming soon. Also, look out for the Harveys. And if you actually, you guys do speaking. You guys do speaking engagements as well. And they can book you and contact you as far as that as well. They have an amazing testimony, and they're doing a lot of the things. And they're young. They're a young couple, and they're doing a lot of things. A lot of couples talk about doing, and if they don't make it past the hard times, they don't get a chance to do. And they're living proof that you can make it past and thrive.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Troy. Thanks a lot.
Oh, most def. Love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. And we'll talk to you guys soon as well.
All right.